In this video, I want to talk about the calculations related to suspended solids and dissolved solids. So I'm going to go through an example in the book. It's on page 457, example 21.1. The question tells us that 500 cm cubed of water was filtered. The mass had increased by 0.23 grams. So the mass of the filter paper had increased. And the question asks us to calculate the suspended solids in water in parts per million. It doesn't say parts per million in the question, but small concentrations such as this are usually given in parts per million. Parts per million, that's the concentration. Yeah, so ppm's, concentration in parts per million. This is the same, this is the equivalent unit as milligrams per litre. Okay, so looking at the information that they give, 0.23 grams of suspended solids in 500 mils of water. Now, our ultimate goal is to get down to parts per million, which is milligrams in a litre. So we need to change grams per 500 cm cubed into grams per litre, and from grams per litre we change it into milligrams per litre. Okay, so let's see how we do that. So it starts off as grams in 500 cm cubed. So to change it to grams in 100 cm cubed, which is per litre, we just multiply both numbers by 2, which gives us 0.46 grams in a litre. Now we need to change that into milligrams per litre. There are 1,000 milligrams in 1 gram. So we simply, to change grams into milligrams, we multiply by 1,000. So that gives us 460 milligrams in a litre. And that's the equivalent unit of ppm. So our final answer is suspended solids 460 ppm. Now we're going to look at dissolved solids. Okay. I'm also going to take an example from the book. It's on page 458, example 21.2. This is the information that they give in the question. 100 cm cubed of filtered water is evaporated to dryness. The mass of the beaker was found before and after, and by subtraction, the mass had increased by 0.07 grams. Calculate the total dissolved solids, and again, we're going to convert it into parts per million. So just taking the information that's given, 0.07 grams in 100 cm cubed. Our first step will be to change it to grams in a litre. So we simply multiply by 10, which will give us the number of grams per litre. So 0.07 grams by 10 gives us 0.7 grams in a litre. Now we need to change the grams into milligrams. As we saw in the previous question, there are 1,000 milligrams in a gram. So we just multiply 0.7 by 1,000, which gives us 700 milligrams in 1 litre. And that's the equivalent unit to ppm's. So our final answer for dissolved solids is 700 ppm's.